Hello, I figured I'd stand up and do another review. And this is a great Torah portion this week, so for those interested, go ahead and look up this week's Torah portion. Shalom to everyone. It will be Shabbat in a couple days. Hope everyone's enjoying one of the first days before the official start of summer. This is a pretty random review. I'm not going in order in this series, but I figure I'll just do one movie that I watched quite a lot lately. I find it a very relaxing and comedic movie, at least the first half. Second half is good as well, but I'm less familiar with the second half than the first. Seen the first half quite a lot, at least on cable and on my DVD. I usually put it on just to relax. It's quite a good, funny beginning to the movie at the very least. And that's Ghostbusters 2, the 8th highest grossing movie of 1989. I believe that Ghostbusters 1 was maybe the highest grossing movie of 1984, or at least, in the top 3. This one was in the top 8, behind Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade, behind Batman, behind some other high-profile movies. And I always thought the movie did less money than that. It still made about 113 and close to, I think, 250 worldwide. So for them to have not made a number 3 of it, in the 90s, was mainly to do with Bill Murray and his ego and him not getting along, sadly, with Harold Ramis. Since Harold Ramis has passed, there are now 2 new Ghostbusters films in production, which I find to be kind of a slight against him, to be honest. I never really saw the whole Ghostbusters 2016 movie. I only saw about 35 minutes and was pretty annoyed by it, so I stopped watching. But I understand that Bill Murray and Dan Aykroyd played other people other than Peter Venkman and the Dan Aykroyd character. So that makes me even less interested to see the movie. So obviously I would give that movie an F. The part I saw was an F, and me not wanting to watch it further doesn't bode well for the movie. I'll try to watch it sometime before the Ghostbusters 2020 is released. So that would be the 4th movie with Ghostbusters in the title in some way. I mean, Ghostbusters 2 is very, very, very underrated. I think when I was younger, I didn't really enjoy the movie that much. So I maybe never saw the full thing. I was a pretty big fan of Gremlins 2 and still am. But someone was saying that, Gremlins 2 is a great sequel and that Ghostbusters 2 is a bad sequel. In fact, his name is Scott Mantz. He's a friend of mine. He's a movie reviewer, quote-unquote movie reviewer. I don't even know what constitutes a movie reviewer nowadays, because all he does is basically yell and shout and act like a turd on a lot of different internet shows. So, he had a movie review show and it got canceled by one of these YouTube channels called Collider. So that being that, it is a movie that's piled on quite a lot. People always say that, it didn't do as well. And just watching the beginning of it, it's such a funny movie. I mean, just from the very beginning, they're just not, the Ghostbusters got sued for all the events of Ghostbusters 1, and they're having to work, Bill Murray is like a TV host, and Dan Aykroyd is working as, the owner of an occult bookstore, and Harold Ramis is still working in science. The different experiences he's doing are kind of funny. The TV show that Bill Murray is hosting is quite funny. He has a friend of mine named Kevin Dunn in the movie. Kevin Dunn plays a psychic, and I find that scene to be quite funny. And the other lady's saying that she got abducted from a Holiday Inn in Paramus, New Jersey. That's quite a funny scene. Sigourney Weaver is back in this one, and Bill Murray and her, it didn't work out. She had a kid with someone else, so it's about them trying to reconcile their relationship. And the very beginning scene is that her kid is in a carriage and it almost dies, but then is stopped by slime, under subterranean slime of some kind. So then the movie is basically about investigating that, and then the revelation of Slimer, who's voiced by Ivan Reitman. A German named something von Wilhelm, I believe. He plays another ghost that's in the movie, a ghost that comes to life via a painting, and I find that to be quite entertaining. Peter McNichol is like this painting guy named Janos, and he's always trying to hit on Sigourney Weaver, and the way he talks and everything is funny in and of itself. And this character does a good job. Rick Moranis and Annie Potts and Ernie Hudson are back, albeit in lesser roles. Overall, I mean, it's just a really funny movie. Maybe I would say the second half probably doesn't carry over to the first as quite as much. But definitely, I mean, I hope most people have seen Ghostbusters 2. I'm really sorry. This is probably I don't know which angle is the right one, but I'll switch it to this one now. So it will be wrong at the end or right at the end. I don't know. But yeah, I'll review Ghostbusters 1 in the future. But definitely Ghostbusters 2, eminently watchable. You don't really have to get into too much backstory from the first one. It's a very entertaining movie. I'll be putting some more videos on. I'll have a new set for the show within the next week or two. And very happy to be closing on a deal, getting my own house in the next couple weeks. So that's going to be great. And to everyone out there that's struggling in their, minimum wage jobs and everything like that, I hope you're enjoying yourself, and just keep believing in yourself, and a great job and great lifestyle will be knocking at your door soon, as it is from me. I hope you have a great day, and go around to looking up the Torah portion, even in English. You can still get quite a little of wisdom from it. And shalom to everyone. Thank you for being a participant of the Barbecue Network.